What happens when Salem stops shouting and starts whispering? Tuesday, May 12th may not be the loudest episode of the week, but it could be one of the most revealing. Because this is the kind of day where characters are not just reacting to drama. They are showing us what they fear, what they want, and what they may be willing to risk next. So while Tuesday may look emotional on the surface, underneath it, Salem may be quietly rearranging the future. Let's break down what could happen on Days of Our Lives for Tuesday, May 12th. Belle asking Marlena for advice may look like a calm family moment, but this scene could be carrying much more emotional weight than it first appears. Belle does not usually seek guidance unless something inside her has already become complicated. She may be trying to make sense of a feeling she cannot ignore, a choice she cannot delay, or a situation where the right thing and the honest thing no longer feel like the same answer. Marlena will not simply tell Belle what she wants to hear. She knows how to listen beneath the surface. If Belle is hiding behind logic, Marlena may notice the emotion. If Belle is pretending she is fine, Marlena may gently push her toward the truth. And if Belle is trying to justify a decision she already knows is risky, Marlena may force her to slow down before she makes a move she cannot undo. This conversation could also reveal Belle's deeper fear. Maybe she is afraid of hurting someone. Maybe she is afraid of choosing wrong. Or maybe she already knows what she wants, but saying it out loud would make it too real. It may not be loud. It may not be explosive. But it could be the emotional checkpoint before Belle's next major step. In Salem, when a character finally asks for honest advice, it usually means the pressure has reached a point where silence is no longer working. And while Belle may be trying to find clarity, Holly may be losing control of hers. Holly's harsh words to Tate may not come from simple anger. They may come from fear that has been building for too long. Sophia's grim fate has already shaken everyone connected to the situation, but Holly may feel the spotlight turning directly toward her. Amy Choi's anger is not fading. In fact, it may be getting sharper. Amy wants answers, accountability, and someone to blame, and Holly may be terrified that she is becoming the easiest person to target. If cyberbullying accusations are hanging over Holly, then this is no longer just an emotional argument between teenagers. It becomes a threat to her reputation, her future, and the way everyone in Salem sees her. One message, one misunderstanding, or one careless moment could be twisted into something much larger. So when Tate becomes the person in front of her, Holly may unload everything she has been holding back. But Tate may not understand where all that anger is really coming from. To him, Holly's words may feel unfair, personal, and painful. He may want to help, but Holly may hear concern as judgment. He may try to calm her down, but she may feel like he is asking her to explain something she barely understands herself. Holly and Tate may still care about each other, but Sophia's situation could push them into different corners. Holly may feel accused. Tate may feel shut out. And if neither of them can reach the other, this relationship could start cracking under pressure neither of them fully created. The real danger here is not just one argument. It is what happens when fear starts speaking louder than love. And as Holly and Tate struggle with pain and blame, Brady and Sarah may find themselves drawn into a quieter but equally complicated kind of comfort. Brady and Sarah turning to each other for comfort could seem innocent at first. Two people are hurting. Two people understand disappointment. Two people need a moment where they do not have to pretend everything is under control. But the timing makes this connection much more interesting. Sarah's life with Xander is already emotionally fragile. Xander may be trying to rebuild parts of his life, but he is also dangerously close to Kristen's darker plans. If Kristen pulls him toward revenge, violence, or another reckless decision, then Sarah could be left feeling once again like the man she wants to believe in is slipping into old patterns. Brady knows what it means to be trapped in Kristen's chaos. He understands how love can become exhausting when it is tied to guilt, history, and repeated disappointment. With Sarah, he may not need to explain everything. She may simply understand the weariness of hoping someone will change while fearing they never truly will. That kind of understanding can be powerful. It can also be dangerous. Not because Brady and Sarah are necessarily crossing a line right away, but because emotional closeness often begins before anyone realizes it. A conversation becomes a habit becomes trust, and trust can become something harder to define. For Sarah, Brady may feel steady at the exact moment Xander feels unpredictable. For Brady, Sarah may feel gentle and honest in a way his own life rarely allows. That contrast could plant a quiet seed. This scene may not be about romance yet. It may be about vulnerability. But in Salem, vulnerability is often where the most complicated stories begin. So the question is not simply whether Brady and Sarah comfort each other. The question is whether this comfort becomes something they start needing more than they expected. Philip stepping up for Gabby may sound like a small development, but for Gabby, timing is everything. She is already standing near a major crossroads. Tony DiMera's CEO offer could pull her straight into the heart of DiMera power, and Gabby knows exactly what that means. A title like that is not just about business. It is about influence, control, enemies, and survival. For someone like Gabby, the offer is tempting. She has never been afraid of power. In fact, she usually knows how to use it better than the people who were born into it. But the DiMera world always comes with a price. One day you are being offered a seat at the table. The next, you are being tested, watched, or quietly pushed into a trap. Philip may not be offering Gabby a throne, but he may offer something just as valuable: loyalty at the exact moment she needs it. And Gabby is smart enough to notice the difference between someone who wants to use her and someone who actually comes through when things get difficult. This could make her look at Philip in a new light. Gabby does not trust easily, and she definitely does not confuse kindness with weakness. If Philip helps her in a meaningful way, she may begin to see him as more than just a Kuriakis connected to old rivalries and family drama. He could become a useful ally, maybe even someone she allows closer than expected. Tony may represent ambition. Philip may represent reliability. One path gives Gabby access to power. The other gives her support she can actually feel. And knowing Gabby, she may not choose one over the other right away. She may try to keep both options open until she understands which one gives her the stronger advantage. But Philip should be careful too. Helping Gabby can pull a person into her orbit very quickly. And once Gabby starts seeing someone as part of her strategy, the line between partnership and personal connection can get dangerously thin. So this may not just be about Philip doing the right thing. It may be the start of a new alliance, one that could complicate Gabby's DiMera future before it even begins. And while Gabby weighs power and loyalty, Ari may be dealing with a much more emotional kind of risk. Ari and Liam's heart-to-heart could be the moment their connection stops feeling casual. Until now, their relationship may have looked like a young romance still finding its shape. There is interest, there is curiosity, there may even be chemistry. But an honest conversation changes the tone. Once two people begin speaking clearly about what they feel, the relationship becomes harder to dismiss as something temporary. For Ari, this may be about more than liking Liam. It may be about proving that she can make her own choices. She is not a child standing behind Gabby anymore. She is growing up, forming her own attachments, and deciding who she wants to trust. That alone could make Gabby nervous. Because Gabby knows Salem too well. She knows charming people can hide complicated motives. She knows sweet beginnings can turn into painful lessons. And she knows that love, especially young love, can make someone ignore warning signs they would normally see. That is why Ari's conversation with Liam may quietly raise the stakes. If Liam opens up and shows real sincerity, Ari may feel even more drawn to him. But if there are things he is not saying, this heart-to-heart could also become the perfect cover for trouble later. A soft moment today can become a painful reveal tomorrow. And for Gabby, watching this romance grow could trigger every protective instinct she has. She may want to give Ari space, but staying out of it will not come naturally. Gabby has fought too hard and survived too much to sit back quietly if she senses danger. Even if Liam means well, he may soon learn that getting close to Ari means dealing with Gabby's questions, doubts, and fierce need to protect her daughter. So Tuesday's Ari and Liam scene may look sweet on the surface. But underneath, it could be the beginning of a larger emotional conflict. One where Ari wants independence, Liam wants trust, and Gabby wants proof that her daughter is not walking into heartbreak. So Tuesday, May 12 may not be built around one massive shock, but it still has plenty of movement. Belle looks for direction from Marlena. Holly takes her fear and frustration out on Tate. Brady and Sarah lean on each other at a sensitive moment. Philip proves himself to Gabby. And Ari's connection with Liam may move from casual interest into something more meaningful. What makes this episode important is not just what happens. It is what these moments reveal. Who is afraid? Who is vulnerable? Who is gaining trust? And who may be standing at the edge of a decision they cannot take back? In Salem, quiet days are rarely harmless. Sometimes they are the days that prepare the emotional trap. And by the end of Tuesday, several characters may not realize it yet, but their next chapter may already be starting.